Hey, how's everybody doing out there? I'm doing pretty well. So, what's new in this West Michigan land here? Um, I got some interested team members in the first expedition, which I'm hoping to have in the next 2 to 3 weeks. If schedules align, temperatures are increasing here, which is good. A friend of mine, which is part of a side story I'm going to get into in a minute, he had ghost activity with one of his children in the last month. So that means habitation zones by his neck of the woods are already activities already starting to fire up. So yeah, that's all good and dandy. Got a cameraman interested. Other dudes, not as whoa. I saw an orb in front of me. Maybe the Magi are in the room with me, or maybe that's just like a light artifact of some sort. Anywho, yeah. So got some interested dudes. Some don't know as much about these dudes, so they're a little apprehensive, which is totally understandable. But I'll transition to our next little point I want to make. Speaking of apprehension, so I was talking to my good friend of mine, who's a musician and recording and stuff. I used to work with him. We hang out every now and then again, and again. And so we were talking, and I was talking. He knows about the Magina from me and stuff. So he's like moderately interested, and so he's like, with their technology and stuff, why are they fearful of us? And a couple different things. Obviously, they're not uncivilized like we are in the way, like all our war-like ways and poverty and inequality. I've ranted on that enough, but say for even someone who's Imagina, who's like 300 years old, born in the 1700s, that would be like a 30-something for us, more or less, ish, approximate. But yeah, you just imagine if one of them from the 1700s, they saw the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, French Indian War, wars everywhere else, the World Wars, Vietnam, atomic bomb, see all this stuff. So there's that. There's the warlike ways, and then I've got an example to back. I've got a hypothetical and an actual example from Millennial Hospitality to talk about how they have great tech, but if caught off guard, that can be problematic. Say if the suits are powered down, or they just want to hang out in their zone, maybe without wearing that proper protection or something. Like I said, their skeletal structure is not as dense as ours. So somebody like some hunter or some unaware person wanders into a habitation zone and sees one of them, probably a good 90% chance that person's gonna freak the fuck out, possibly go in fight or flight mode, turn hysterical, and both parties could actually get hurt. Like I said, we're more gorilla-like than they are. They're much faster. I'm just talking pure physical capability. I'm just saying if their tech wasn't in play here. But here's a good testimony from a fellow airman in Millennial Hospitality. I don't think I told this story yet. If I did, forgive me. I've been thinking about telling it, but that doesn't mean I actually said it in a previous video. So, anywho, and this also speaks to how much damage the Air Force policy of total classification. There's reasons for it, but like caused not just damage to the Magina, but like their own like people, airmen, almost disposable. Anywho, it's in the past, but so So the RV or cigar-shaped ships look like that, but they basically look like an airplane fuselage, really, that just flies around, floats around, anti-gravity's around, with windows. And I think it's even might even be, like, I'm not for sure, at least from testimony I've heard, made out of some type of aluminum, so it looks very much like an aircraft fuselage. And one day, like, another airman, the name was disguised under pseudonyms, but had found, well, he saw in the heat waves in the desert in the distance an airplane fuselage, and what he thought was an airplane fuselage, and he called into the tower, like, dude, guys, we got like a downed aircraft out here. And I'm paraphrasing terribly here. And then they were like, no, there's no aircraft in the area, nothing scheduled. And this dude was adamant about, I have to help the people in that crashed airplane. And so he gets up close to it, and it's obviously not a crashed airplane. It's just, imagine a ship, and it had at least one or two family groups in it, and adult guards and stuff like that. But so he gets there, and he says, I'm here to help. And the door opens up, and a bunch of the children run out, and they're running around him, and they're playing with him, but he doesn't know what's going on. And to make matters worse, a lot of their language and stuff is like barking and growling sounds. So he sees, the mother. I don't know if it was the teacher or not. It might have been. She sees this, so she sees the kids running around, and she sees becoming hysterical. And she says, you need to calm down. They're just playing with you, she says. And then they run over to her. And he's like, they're creatures, something to that effect. Get away from her, get away from the lady. Because they went towards her, and then he put her arm on her, and that's like a big no-no, because, it just escalated the situation. It pissed off the guards. He freaked out more, and they ended up taking his truck back while giving him radiation burns and beating him at the same time, because it was a big mess, and distrust between the two groups, and he not even knowing what they were, which is just so stupid. But like I said, this is before I was even born when this shit happened. But so then they said in the ride home, I hope the captain lets me kill you, blah blah blah. You shouldn't have put your hands on her. So I guess the main point, like big title of the video, is to them, they got a long-winded story there. From their point of view, I think it would be safe to presume, this is my point of view, that they would consider us a form of dangerous wildlife. I think that's really cool, because it just it's true, for one thing, but it just shows people who think so highly of the current Homo sapien state of affairs. I mean, to be considered a form of ancient wildlife. That a dangerous wildlife. I love it. And we're like on domesticated dogs or something. So not that it's necessarily good, but I think it's a nice slam to the collective Homo sapien ego. We're a bunch of fucking forms of dangerous wildlife, man. All right. I'm having a good time. Hope you all are. Catch you later.